Hello everybody, today Adelaide RV are going to show you how to hitch on a caravan. So today we've got three different styles of hitch that we're going to show you each of these just as a heads up. So we have a 50mm ball hitch, then we're going to do a DO35, the king of all hitches. And then for a bit of fun, we'll show you a treg hitch, or what they call a polyblock hitch. And that should show you why you should never have one. But it's a personal opinion as well. Stick around. So a 50mm, obviously that's the diameter of your ball hitch. So it's essentially, I think it's as old as chariots. Their only restriction is really the fact that when you are connected to a 50mm ball, it will get to a certain point and then it jars. So if you are looking at semi-off-road, off-road work, the 50mm ball is a great connection, but again, just that jarring if you're going into spoon drains or doing crossings, things like that, is where a full movement hitch like a DO35 is much more suited for off-road use. But the easy way of using a 50mm ball, make sure your caravan's handbrake is on. You don't want to bump it and set it off down a hill. And then make sure there's nobody standing behind your van, and reverse it so that we're underneath the ball. With the jockey wheel onto that ball, and then once it's lowered correctly, there's just this release handle here. You release and clip down. Now this is just a little tip, but a little locking clip over it that'll stop it from then accidentally opening, but it also means that you're fully aware that you have clipped it on. Don't get somebody to help you when you do this. I've had the situation where we both thought we clipped it on and we hadn't. So also don't make fun of those like me that do that, because it's only a matter of time till it happens to you. So once we're all completely attached there, then it's obviously safe to remove your handbrake. And then we want to attach our safety chains to our car, and then also the electrics. So safety chains, very simple. We do cross safety chains over. The reason for that is twofold. The first reason is that if something does happen and your ball fails, it's meant to be essentially a catcher's mitt created underneath that will then catch it, which is all good and well. The second reason we do it, in the nice way, is to shut up that Eddie the expert who's going to come running over to you as you come into the caravan park, and he's going to yell out, "You didn't cross your chains!" So that's actually more important as far as I'm concerned. With your shackles, so obviously you can have D shackles or G shackles. It's entirely up to you. That's a blue one. You can get yellow. I'm not going to go in. You can comment below if it's important or not. Just make sure you don't use banister shackles, which are the stainless steel ones. Rated shackles will always have a measurement and a weight associated with them. If you hook them through so that they hang down like that, and all you're doing is putting it through, if something does fail, you'll find your shackles still sitting there. So both the shackles are now on. Finger tight. Don't have to tighten them more than that. Now we'll do our electrics. So on our car that we're using today, we have a 12-pin plug. We also have a grey Anderson and a red Anderson. Red Anderson predominantly for Alco ESC. So the caravan we're using today doesn't have that. We also have a reverse camera Safety Dave type plug. So 12-pin plug, which is essentially all your lights, indicators. So just put that one in until it's clipped home nicely, and the bottom cover will hold that plug in place. Then our Anderson plug, that's got a little travel cover on it, so we just remove that, wiggle that one into position, and we're on. And then with our little Safety Dave, just find the spot that's a dimple at the bottom, connect those together, and it's really just doing up like that. And then this little rubber overlay, if you just push that up, that'll now cover all the electric connection points so that they don't get bumped by rocks and things like that. And it's important once you've connected all your electrics, just check where it's hanging. So in this case, we're about 300 mil off the ground. So that's perfect. Nothing's going to scrape on the ground. Sometimes you may need to get a little bit of cable tie action happening just to hold it up off the ground a little bit. But as far as I'm concerned, that is perfect. Then we have one more thing to connect. The beautiful blue telephone cord, which is the safety brake safe system. So the brake safe system, if all of this fails, this will eventually pull out and break your caravan so it doesn't go off into the trees. So that one just needs to be connected as well. One thing that I was always taught, just as a little basic thing, when you go on with the hitch, go to the gas bottles, make sure you turn them off. So when you're on, you're off. And then also when you're off, you can then go back to the gas bottle, turn it on. So get that stuck in your head, on, off, on. And again, it always just make sure you've got your gas bottles off. The other very important thing is jockey wheels never stay on when you're towing. So as soon as you hitch it on, turn the gas off, take the jockey wheel off, and then put that either in the back of the car or in the box for traveling. Never leave the jockey wheel in place. We're done with a 50mm ball. So here it is. This is a DO35. So the DO35 is a off-road hitch made by Cruise Master. This is a version 3. They've had obviously 3 attempts at it. They've all been very good, mind you. Version 1, version 2, version 3. Version 3 has the more rectangle shaped head. Previous one was a teardrop. The great thing with this is its dust cap system works better. So I'll show you what that means. There is at the front of this a bright yellow reflector. When you're reversing the car up to the van, if you have this lifted up so you can see it in your reverse camera, then your pin should actually go straight into the spot where it's meant to, if the heights are right, and then you know it's in the right spot, because then this will actually flip down ready for you just to clip it on. So let's reverse it up and see if it works. How easy was that? So now it's ready for me just to wind it straight down onto the pin. And push the red button, we're on. So we're on, we're off with the gas, we're off with the jockey wheel, we can be off with the handbrake, and then all you need to do is your dust cap will actually just clip straight on, doesn't fall off, no dust is getting in there, ready to go. While we're showing a DO35, when you're removing it, so your little dust cap, which is going to be on nice and tight, just give that a flip up, it's out of the way. Then all you do is push the red button in, slide the sleeve back, and that's now disengaged. This is called a treg hitch. A treg hitch, again, was a block that could move around like a DO35, but very much this is old school. The blocks would wear out. This piece replaces your 50mm ball on the back of your car, and then the simple thing is you just reverse your car really smoothly and go in like that. Pin with the spring would just slide straight in from above, put the clip in, and you're on. It couldn't be any easier. The problem is it's not. It's always harder because typically where you're trying to put it on, it's never level, it's uneven, nothing straight, and you're always reversing your car going, nah, missed, and the damn thing doesn't go on very well. So yes, there's a lot of people that are die-hard fans of a treg hitch, but seriously, there's a much better way. It's either only go to sites that are concrete like our ground here, so it's, that was easy, or get a different hitch. So we hope you like the videos. We go to a lot of effort in some of them to do this content for you. Please like it, subscribe, tell your friends. We just want to help you, and we hope to see you out there, just not with a treg hitch.